Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by Thai Sounds, the Joint Command of the Iranian Armed Forces announced on Monday that it has concluded its retaliatory military operations against Israel. However, Tehran issued a stern warning, stating that if Israel or its allies continue airstrikes in southern Lebanon targeting Hezbollah, they will face even more severe and devastating strikes than before. This latest exchange of fire marks the first clash between Israel and Iran since Washington and Tehran reached a tentative ceasefire agreement 2 months ago. U.S. President Donald Trump has strongly urged both nations to immediately cease firing, as the flare-up threatens to disrupt ongoing delicate peace negotiations between the United States and Iran. According to UPI, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has issued a 3-month ultimatum to major technology companies, including Apple and Google, to implement systems that prevent children from shooting, sharing, or viewing explicit images on their phones. Speaking at London Tech Week, Starmer warned that the government would introduce legislation if companies failed to comply by September. Under the proposed plan, adult users would be required to complete an age verification process to bypass these restrictions. Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood emphasized that the initiative targets the coercion and sextortion of minors without compromising user privacy, as no data or images would leave the devices. However, the policy has faced criticism from privacy advocates, such as Big Brother Watch, who argue that mandating surveillance software on all devices is an authoritarian overreach. Additionally, experts point out significant technical hurdles, noting that much of this content is shared via end-to-end encrypted messaging applications like WhatsApp, Signal, and Discord. The announcement follows a school smartphone ban implemented in England earlier this year. According to a report by Yonhap News Agency, Samsung Electronics Memory Division head Jun Young-hyun met with Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang in Seoul, South Korea, to discuss long-term cooperation on next-generation high-bandwidth memory (HBM) technologies. The discussions focused on collaborative efforts for upcoming HBM4E and HBM5 chips, as well as potential partnership opportunities in the foundry business. Jun highlighted that the meeting was highly productive and emphasized that Samsung is committed to securing a stable supply of shorter-term HBM4 products for Nvidia, which currently dominates the global artificial intelligence accelerator market. The high-level meeting takes place as Samsung aims to strengthen its competitiveness against regional rivals like SK Hynix in the rapidly growing HBM market, fueled by the explosive expansion of AI data centers. When asked about comments regarding SK Hynix remaining Nvidia's largest partner, Jun responded that Samsung will focus on its work and prove its capabilities through outstanding performance and results. According to a report by the Liberty Times, the commander-in-chief of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, Oleksandr Syrskyi, announced on June 8 that Ukrainian forces reclaimed approximately 100 square kilometers of territory in May. This brings the total area recaptured from Russian forces this year to over 600 square kilometers. While Syrskyi did not specify which fronts saw successful counteroffensives, he emphasized that Ukrainian forces still hold the initiative in several areas along the 1,200-kilometer front line. However, the commander noted that the overall situation remains difficult and dynamic. Russian forces continue their efforts to advance in both eastern and southern Ukraine, leading to a significant increase in daily combat engagements. The heaviest fighting is currently concentrated around the strategic eastern hub of Pokrovsky, as well as near Oleksandrivka in the east and Huliaipol in the south. Both sides remain locked in intense battles as Ukraine strives to maintain its momentum. According to CBS News, Pope Leo XIV has strongly condemned the scourge of sexual abuse within the Catholic Church during his visit to Spain. Speaking to Spanish bishops ahead of a private meeting with victims, the 70-year-old U.S.-born pontiff called for a culture of care built on listening, truth, justice, and prevention. The scandal remains a deeply painful issue in Spain, where an ombudsman report estimated that some 200,000 minors have suffered abuse by clergy since 1940. Earlier, the Pope delivered a historic address to the Spanish Parliament, receiving a standing ovation. In his speech, he called for a global response to the tragic drama of migration and urged lawmakers to provide safe, legal pathways for immigrants. He also advocated for the protection of life from conception to its natural end and emphasized that peace cannot be achieved through conflict and rearmament. His 7-day itinerary includes celebrating a Mass in Madrid attended by over 1.5 million people, blessing the Sagrada Familia's new tower in Barcelona, and visiting the Canary Islands to pay tribute to migrants who have died at sea. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.